When you look at a population density map of the world, do you notice how many countries have more people on the east side? Take the United States for instance. Just look at how the map has been cut in half due to the population. Not only USA, but countries like China, India, Australia, South Africa, and many other countries seem to have a similar pattern, excluding countries like Russia, Germany, and a few other nations. The rest majority of them are either on the East Coast or somewhere in between. Now when it comes to so many countries that have more people on the East, is this just a random occurrence or is there a pattern behind it? To figure out an answer, we need to take a careful look at the major countries with this pattern. The United States provides a prime example of how a nation can grow and evolve over time. The Atlantic coast, particularly the Northeast, was the spot where European colonists first established their colonies, creating the foundation for what would become the world's strongest nation. These coastal settlements had access to important shipping routes and communication with Europe, which was crucial for their survival and growth. During those times, the United States looked something like this, leading to more population growth on the eastern sides. But the Appalachian Mountains created a natural barrier to westward expansion for many years, shaping the early development of the country. As the young nation grew, people ventured west, enticed by the promise of land and opportunity. However, the western interior, with its deserts and rugged terrain, remained sparsely populated for much longer, presenting significant challenges to settlers. But discovery of gold in California led to further migration, drawing thousands in search of fortune and new beginnings. The pattern of early eastern settlement and gradual westward movement is the prime reason of more eastern population in USA. China too exhibits this east-west population divide. The eastern part of the country is dominated by fertile plains nourished by rivers like the Yangtze and Yellow River. This region has had the history of agricultural in China. It has supported large populations and the rise of powerful Chinese dynasties. In contrast, western China is characterized by towering mountain ranges including the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau. The challenging conditions and terrain had limited the agricultural productivity and made human habitation more difficult. This geographic divide resulted in a stark difference in population density between East and West. Now another example of this is Australia and South Africa. They offer further evidence of the influence of climate and geography on population distribution. Both countries have vast, arid interiors. The western regions are dominated by deserts and receive little rainfall. These conditions are not conducive to large-scale agriculture or human settlement. In contrast, the eastern regions of both countries are benefited with more temperate climates and greater rainfall. These areas became centers of population and economic activity. Coastal cities like Sydney and Johannesburg flourished, while the sparsely populated interiors presented challenges for development. Last but not least, India. India, although highly populated already, can be seen to have a lot more people on its northern and eastern sides too. This again showcases that the population distribution is based on the importance of climate. For India, rivers are the lifelines for human civilizations. The rivers in India, such as the Ganges, Mahanadi, and Brahmaputra rivers, some originating in the Himalayas, flow through northern and eastern India, creating fertile plains that have sustained large populations for centuries. The abundance of water and fertile soil supported the development of cities and empires along these river valleys. Now, after a careful look at the countries, let's understand the pattern behind this. The pattern of denser populations on the eastern sides of many countries is partially coincidental. The United States have eastern population due to the Europeans, China has its eastern population due to its agriculture, Australia and South Africa have eastern population due to its climate, and finally India has its eastern population due to the rivers that acts as a lifeline. These factors like climate, access to water, and the arrival routes of early settlers have shaped these demographic landscapes. Us living things are very clever when it comes to surviving. Imagine what would happen if us humans never left Africa. Well, that's for another video, so hit the like, subscribe and comment your opinion on this video. Goodbye.